guys, welcome back to my channel. You're watching Kel-Sei's Way TV and I am Kel-Sei and I am back with another video. We are on day 4, and if you've seen my last video, day 3, I talk all about getting your rest, and I told you that you need some snacks today and tomorrow. We're gonna need some snacks because we got some stuff to talk about, and I'm nervous. I'm so nervous, but we're gonna break through. This is all a part of the process. This is all a part of the journey. Disclaimer: I don't know where my emotions are gonna go with this because this is my season. This is my testimony right now. But we're gonna hop into the video. We're gonna get everything started. Bear with me as I get through today's video and tomorrow's video. And what I may do is film them as one big video and then break them down. I don't want to go over 30 minutes for either of the videos, but this is so important to my journey right now. So I gotta get it out, I got to get the words out, and I gotta work through it and trust myself through the process. So bear with me as we dive into this video. This part of the video, the first video, will be titled How You See Me versus How I See Myself. And I will be talking about the disconnect, why there is a disconnect, what that disconnect is, and how I'm planning to close that gap between people's perceptions of me and who I truly am. I don't know, I'm so nervous, but let's just go ahead and get into it. So day 3 was supposed to be a video talking about expression, but one, I was really sleepy and I didn't feel like I was gonna hit it on the head in the energies and the vibes that I was given yesterday. So I chose to take a lighter route, talk about rest, be silly, and give y'all a little breaky break because we about to dive in and we about to explore some stuff, some unexplored territory that I typically keep to myself. But we're working on the things that we're trying to something new. Get that out of my frame. I'm so nervous for no reason. Anyway, so I'm gonna quickly talk about expression and hit on that because I feel like it's important to the topic of today. Oh, and another reason why I didn't make a full video on expression is because I do have a video titled Articulation is Key. I'll leave it in the eye. It'll be up here in one of these corners. You can definitely click it. The link will be below in the description box. And hopefully that Kel-Sei could explain it to you into more detail. But something that I learned in 2020 is that expression goes 2 ways. In a lot of my videos, I think in my very first video on this channel, I think it's called 20 Things I Learned in 20 Years. One of those things that I learned about myself is that I desire to be heard and I desire to be understood. Both of those things require outward expression. Guess what? I gotta be a willing participant in that transaction. I have to be able to express how I feel and take the thoughts that are in my head and make them words. Once I formulate those words, I need to be able to translate out loud. And from there, I need to be able to check back and make sure that what I said is understood how I intended it to be. Make sure that there are no perception barriers so that I can clearly be interpreted as I intended. And when you are wanting to be heard and understood, you have to show up. And you have to show up in more than one ways. You can't just be physically present. You can't just be saying words. You have to be all in. I have to exist in this space that I physically take up. I have to be mentally checked in, have to be emotionally checked in, I have to be spiritually checked in. And if 2020 has taught me anything, is that I don't always be present. I'm not always there. My body's there, but I'm not always in because I'm so in my head. And then there comes a problem, because although on the inside I'm screaming, why can't you see me? My mouth still isn't moving. And what usually happens is I have these people that I've known for so long, and because I'm physically there, I'm physically around them, I feel like I've shown up. I feel like I've done my part. I've said everything and I've laid all my cards out on the table, but you're still not hearing me. But the truth is, I still haven't said the things that I need to say and articulated just truly how I feel, so that I can be represented appropriately, so that you can see me. And so I've been trapped in this bubble. If you've ever had sleep paralysis and you're laying there and it's like you can see whatever's in your head, or you can see, you can hear, you can feel your body just being pinned up against this bed, and you're screaming, wake me up, wake me up, wake me up. And once you finally break that barrier, you break through that feeling, that paralysis, you're looking like, especially if you're sleeping next to somebody, you're looking like, so you didn't hear me. You didn't hear me say wake me up. You just gonna let the devil get me, because the devil was on me. He was holding me down. And that's how I feel a lot of times. I'll be in this room, I'll be physically present, and there's so much that I want to say, but that fear is pushing on me, it's pressing on me, I can't get it out, I can't say the words, and I'm talking, but I'm just filling up space. I'm just saying words. They sometimes have a little to do with what I truly feel on the inside, but other times I'm being more so transactional than conversational. I'm almost just existing in this plane, in this world, in this field. But on the inside, I'm beating. Why don't you see me? I'm right here. I'm right here. Why don't you see me? And it's because I lack expression. So, with that being said and that being broken down, I'm going to do my best, because I'm not another person. Although I sometimes think I can't physically jump out of my body and see what you all see, or my family, or my friends, or people who know me best. I can't see what you see, but I can talk about how I feel like you see me, and then I can try to paint a better picture. Keep in mind, this is my testimony, this is my season. I'm trying. I am trying to show up, but it's hard, and it's so many things that I have to unlearn, and there's so many things that I have to break through so that you can finally see me. And this is why autonomy is so important, and it's so personal for me. It's literally a documented personal journey that I'm sharing with the world, and it's me. Oh God. Oh baby. It's me challenging myself every single day to step out of this shell, step out of this hole, step out of this place that is my head, and step into reality, step into life, step into my purpose, step into exactly who I am. And what's crazy is I know that girl, but she scares the hell out of me. She terrifies me, because she's beautiful, she's smart, she's talented, she's quick-witted, she's fiery, she's passionate, she's about our business, she's about our money, she's freaking amazing. She's a powerhouse, and she is me, but she's stuck, because in order to be that me that I know, it means I gotta break through some barriers. I gotta break through some behavior chains that I formed. I gotta unlearn a lot of stuff, and I gotta put in the work to let her out. And then I gotta show the world just how great she is. And I'd be like, I'm a little selfish. I want to keep her to myself. Yeah, Tears, you better suck it back up because we ain't doing it today. I mean, we might, but we ain't, not right now. So, I wanted to show you a quick little video that I watched that really spoke to my heart, that I think will help me articulate better. I don't all the way fit into the words that she says, but I think it'll give you a better understanding of where I'm coming from, as I'm still actively searching for these words. I'm still actively trying to paint a clearer depiction of who I am, what I represent, and how I feel. And the crazy part about it is it be changing like every 30 seconds. Like, it be minor changes, but every time a little change come up, I'd be like, now I gotta find new words. Like, bruh, can we be a little contest, guys? I'm trying to really show up and show out and be me and be all that I can be, but you making it hard or whatever. So let's see, how am I gonna do this? Just listen. Yeah, just listen and watch the Love Hour. I'm gonna show you like this. How do you see?
The idea of being, back up. The idea of being seen fully and that being enough is the disconnect. That anyone, and I mean, we're talking about on these shows, which is, I know it's a light podcast, but you'll still see the point. The idea that you would see Melissa, who's sometimes silly, more often than not, she's very serious. More often than not, she's very, whatever, all the things that I am. And you say, no, I see all of that, and that's who I want, is the disconnect. Mm-hmm. So if I'm always, we talked about this before, if I'm always thinking of myself as a DIY project, a fixer-upper, so I'm always looking at the flaws. Why would someone want someone who's so broken? Why would anyone want someone that has so many areas of improvement, as I like to call them? And someone still saying, no, girl, come on this podcast, come and do this, come and do that. That's often the disconnect. And so it shows up for me as the imposter syndrome, because I know those broken pieces. I know those areas that I struggle with. I can see myself, fully, and I'm always critiquing and you know what I mean? What?
You about made me cry.
So
we working with my grandma's house.
Right.
Trying to get it taken care of.
Okay, not important. You should watch the podcast to watch the rest of it on your own. My arms was about to fall off. But yeah, there's a disconnect between the confident, intelligent, funny, super personable, philosophical mama friend, or whatever else the world sees me as, and not that I'm not, and I want to be very clear, that is a part of me, but it's not all of me. What you don't see often, especially somehow, some way, it's kind of weird. Like, I show more of myself to strangers than people that I love and care about. But that's also because, like, I'm also like the strong friend, so I be like trying to protect friends, and I do a lot. I do a lot in my head. But so this is what I believe, which, don't get me wrong, I could be wrong. That's how people see me, and maybe now that I'm thinking about it, as I'm trying to explain it, maybe you see more of me that I understand and that I am consciously aware of, but whatever, we're gonna get through it. you see that girl, she's always happy, she's always goofy, she's just so freaking funny. If you ask her questions, she gonna go to the end of the moon for you and she gonna find the answer, or she gonna make up one until science proves her wrong or life proves her wrong, and then she'll come back and be like, remember when I had told you this? Well, I learned something else, so try this out for size. You see that girl, but then what you don't see is the anxiety, the nervousness, the shyness, the can I do this, the I want help, but I don't know how to receive help. I don't know how to ask for help. I have so many thoughts, so many battles, and so many broken pieces, but I'm not sure how to pick them up. I'm not sure how to put those pieces together. I'm not sure how to break free, because those pieces of me that I show are a part of me, but they're not all of me. And I'm ready to show up in full. I'm ready to articulate 100% of who I am. And so then it leaves me with, like she said, which is where I was able to find the words and fully really understand that there's a disconnect. And after talking like with my mom, and a lot of time I keep having this conversation, whether it be in my head or with the people that I love and the people who know me best, probably know me a little more than I know me, my parents. I keep mentioning how I always say this, I'm really not all that. I'm human, and for so long people in my life, they hold me on this pedestal and they mark me as talented, they mark me as smart, they mark me as all those things in which I am. But I feel like they don't see, I don't want to say they don't see, I feel like I don't show how hard it is to look like you always good on the outside. And I'm not saying that I'm bad. I'm saying that I misrepresent my truth on accident. Because for a while, like I said, I battled with this, why don't you see me? Because I got so good at looking good that I started to fool myself. And what I mean by that is, I'm always able to get up and do what I'm supposed to do. I'm always able to get up and go to work. I'm always able to take care of myself. I'm always able to do those bare minimum needs. And by definition, when it comes to certain things like anxiety or depression, I'm not saying that I'm this or I'm that, but I'm trying to articulate how I came to this point and came to this being, how I came to this logic and this reasoning or this thought process. Saying that when you look at the textbook definition of all these things that may be a problem, or all these things that may exemplify that it's a little deeper than you thought, it's always a debilitating definition. But I'm not debilitated. I still move and go through life, and somehow I still often feel unseen. Somehow I still often feel misunderstood because of how I show up in the world. And it took for me to hear those words and listen to that conversation and to run back my conversations and how I speak and how I joke and why I don't always understand how everybody else sees this greatness, yet there's so much more to me and so much more I could add to that greatness that I haven't shown yet. And then sometimes I don't even understand how I have gotten so comfortable in just either shadowing or ignoring or overcompensating those barriers that sometimes I fool me. And in this past year, it's been harder and harder and harder to fool myself. And so I've decided that maybe I'm done playing the tricks and the games and trying to figure out which part of me I want to show, which part of me I want to hide, and which part of me I want to work on and tweak. And I've decided that, one, I'm going to acknowledge that there is a disconnect. And I notice it because it's big. It's like almost as annoying as fingernails on a chalkboard for me. And it kind of eats and eats and eats because, like I said, this girl is like, or me, not even this girl, let me stop saying that. It's me. She is me. It's so, she in there like, help, help, and not even that it's a bad thing, but like, let me out. I want to see the world, and I want the world to see me, and I want to be heard, and I want to be understood, but I don't really know how. So this is the journey that I'm on. This is the process that I'm working through. After you've acknowledged that there's a disconnect, how do you close that gap? And we're gonna talk about how to close that gap. But before we could talk about how I plan to close that gap, now that you now have a better understanding of what my disconnect is, and to be honest, I feel like there's still so many more words that I could say or I can use to try to explain it, but that's why I got a blog coming out so I can continue to work on articulating and expressing myself and patching up that gap between how I think you see me and who I am. But then we have to talk about seeing past my broken. But this is where this video ends, and tomorrow in day 5 we're gonna talk about seeing past my broken and acknowledging all my pieces, because although I want you to see my beautiful, I need you to see that the shattered parts and the pieces of me made me who I am. So with that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. My thing is childish because it had cut off, because I think I hit like the 30-minute mark, so of course. But yeah, with that being said, I will see you guys tomorrow. Again, buckle in, hang on tight, we gonna get through it, and I'm gonna find these words. So make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on our post notification bell. You want to put it on all, not personalized, because you want to see all of my videos, right? Like all of them, awesome. All of them will definitely be up every single day of the week. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at Autonomy Wellness. Make sure to bookmark my web page, my web domain at www.autonomywellness.com, and make sure to follow up on these blog posts, because now that I have more time to really like find these words, matching blogs to each of the day's posts, minus maybe the rest posts, but I can talk about rest on there too, will all be on the website, up and ready for you for launch day. And anything that I feel like I need to tweak or better clarify will be all written down in that web post, and then also for those who prefer reading it because it may go quicker for you than sitting and watching all of my videos, that'll be up there for you as well. So yes, stay tuned, turn on all the post notifications on everything, not just on YouTube, on Instagram, on it all. Just keep up with me and walk through this journey that is my brand, because it's very personal for me and I want to share with you guys. And along the way, if I could just drop one seed, if I could just plant one thought and that person take it and run with it and share their thoughts, I've done my part. That being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow.